Hello friends. I am making a YouTube video tutorial of this website header in Figma with black and white mode using Figma's awesome variable features, where we will learn how to make navigation with hover effects. And, with navigation, how to make drop down. We will also learn how to make an image like this and how to make animations, the background, rotation text animation, icon animation, button animation, and animated text, and we will also learn how to make video pop-ups with pause, play, and other features. And while I was making the video tutorial, I just finished the part of this text animation. So, I thought I should share it with you guys. So, this video is not a complete video tutorial of the whole website header. This video covers only the text animation you can view here. Let's get started. Now let's type here. We can select the type tool from here in the top area, or simply press the word T. Now let me write all the text. Now, I am selecting the font size of 56 pixels and choosing the font called Grifter Bold. You can choose whatever font or size you think suits your design needs, and for the color, let's keep the black color here. And make sure the text is left aligned. And from the design I have already made, I copied this text and pasted it here for the reference point so I shouldn't back and forth again and can work with some concentration. Here, there are a total of 2 lines. The one has the word we grow, while the second line is businesses. So, first, let's create these 2 lines. I will duplicate this text here by holding the Alt and Shift key. And now from here, I will remove the word businesses. And here I will remove the word we grow from here. Now I will adjust both lines based on our reference text. If you see this animated text, the actual animation is happening in the second line, the word businesses, your work, and the word money. So you need to understand these texts first. Now, let's go back to the Figma. Let's move this text here while holding the Alt key to get the duplicate. You can see we have not only the text but the yellow or orange kinda solid line as well. Let's create the line. We can create the line by simply selecting this rectangle tool from here or simply press the word R. Let's create one rough line for now, we will adjust it later. Let's rename this rectangle. Make it solid line. Now, give this solid line a color. Let's use the same color from our reference with the eyedropper tool, and make sure the solid line layer is selected. You can get the eyedropper tool by pressing I. But you can use any color you want. Select the text, and here in the right-hand section, click these 3 dots, the type settings. Now, in vertical trim, you can see cap height to baseline. Click here. Now the font's container has changed to edge. Now move this solid line to the bottom using the arrow key from your keyboard. Make sure it is not touching the text. Now select both layers and press Shift-A for the auto layout. Now select the solid line. You can select it with layer panel here. You can also select it directly using Move tool if you want. Now, here, in the right-hand section, change this from fixed to fill container. Now, this line will increase or decrease based on the text or the main frame's container. I hope you are understanding. Let me undo this. Now, I will drag and duplicate this frame by holding the Alt and Shift keys. Then, I will press Ctrl D to create another duplicate. So now we have a total of 3 frames. Now, in the second frame, let's edit the text to your work. And here, type the word your revenue. I know, it was written the word money before, but I think your revenue is more proper name. And I think we should put the word your before the businesses. And of course, you can add any text you want. Now, rename all these frames according to the texts. Now, select this frame. And here, in the auto layout section, you can see a vertical gap between items option. Right now it is 6 pixels. Let's reduce the space using the arrow down key and adjust until the line overlaps the text. I think -6 is okay. And now here, these 3 dots, the advanced auto layout settings, click it. And, in canvas setting, by default, it is last on top. Change it into first on top. So solid line will go back. Now I will do the same treatment in the remaining 2 frames. Now select all frames. Here, in the frame section, change the height from hug to fixed size, as the height of all frames should be the same. You can see the height is 51 pixels. Now select all these frames and press Shift-A for the auto layout. Let's give some good space here. I think 50 pixels are fine. Now, before I move on, I need you to understand this. If you see the frame, the height is 51 pixels, while the vertical gap between items is 50 pixels. If I add both, the result will be 101 pixels. I hope you got it. And don't worry, the reason for this calculation will become clear in a moment. Let's resume now. Rename this frame. Name this animated titles. Remove auto layout by pressing Alt-Shift-A. Or right-clicking the mouse, and here, select Remove Auto Layout. Check Clip Content. Reduce the frame size till here. You can see the height is 51 pixels, which is perfect. If I uncheck the Clip Content, you can see the rest of the frames inside this animated titles frame. One more thing, though it is not necessary but it will help us when we make the animation. That is, the proper order of these layers in the layer panel. So, by order, the first will be your business, second will be your work, and the last will be your revenue, so let's make them in the proper ordering. Let's copy this frame. Now, here, right-click the mouse and click on Paste to replace. You can also do it by pressing Ctrl-Shift-R. Select both layers and press Shift-A for the auto layout. Move this here to get more room for work. Drag it while holding the Alt and Shift key so you will get a duplicate. Press Ctrl-D for another duplicate. Select all frames. Now here, click on Create Component Set. We now have 3 components here. Now we will work on second line of the component. But before I start, I want you to understand this. Here, in this frame, I mean in the animated titles frame. It has 3 frames inside it, and if I uncheck the clip content, you can view them. Now, if you remember, I already told you about the sizes. So, text with a line is a total of 51 pixels and the space between the frames is 50 pixels. Another example can be seen here. Consider that this one is text with a line, with the height of 51 pixels. And here, the light gray is the space with the height of 50 pixels, so the total is 101 pixels. We will move these frames to -101 pixels so that each frame will come in exactly in the visible part of the frame. I hope you got it. Don't worry, it will be more clear when I will work on it. Now rename it, with Main Text Animation. Double-click here to select the second line, I mean the animated title frame. Now press Enter so that it will select all its child frames. Now here in the Y field area, write -101 and press Enter. You can see that it moves the frame, and this is what I was talking about. Similarly, select this frame now. Press Enter. And here write -101, and again -101, and hit Enter. And, wow! We got our last text. Now rename these variants with the proper name with your businesses, your work, and your revenue. Rename this property 1 to something descriptive. Let's make it text or whatever you think is best for you. Now select this component set. Click the Prototype tab. Select the first variant. And make interaction here. Make sure you are selecting the Your Work variant, not any part inside it. Now here, change to After Delay. And change Instant to Smart Animate. And here, select Ease In and Out. And this is the starting point, I mean when it should start. Right now it is 800 milliseconds, which means 0.8 seconds. You can change it if you want, but I will keep it as 800. And here you can see 300 milliseconds, 0.3 seconds. This is the animation time from one object to another. Make it 500. You can select whatever you think is best for you. I will do the same thing with another one. Make it After Delay. And Figma already applied the setting which I did with the previous one. And now, select the last one. Now link to the first one. Make it After Delay. And here, instead of 500, make it 1500. You can play around with it later if you want. Now click on the Design tab. Now drag it here while holding Alt key for the duplicate. Now press F to create the frame. Make a frame around it. Make sure our variant comes in this frame. We can move this frame for surety, so the variant should move if I move the frame. It means it is in the frame. Now rename this frame to text animation or anything you want. Move this here. Enlarge the frame. Make it center. Copy the frame name. Now click on the Prototype tab. Click on Flow Starting Point. Here, paste the name we just copied. Click the frame and press Shift and the spacebar for quick preview. See the animation now, it is working fine. Enlarge it. Click on the Open in Presentation View icon. Sometimes Figma doesn't show the prototype instantly. Here in the Flow icon, click it and click on Text Animation Flow. Now here you can see the animation. Now you can play around with it by giving different timings, animation settings, and so on. If you like my video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. And take care.